All right, guys. This is a video explaining the Module 2, what do I call it? Module 2 application work. So I apologize. I'm going to be talking to you, but I'm looking also over here at my other screen where the assignment is. This computer does a better job of creating my videos, so I apologize for the back and forth. So I want to touch you a little bit about this assignment. This is an involved assignment, okay? This is going to require you to stop and think about what theorists are saying and doing and what their theory is about and how all these relate together. So what you have in this assignment is you have 1, 2, 3. So you have 4 videos that you need to watch. And I need you to watch them in entirety. And I need you to also look at these theories within your textbook as well. So this is in Module 2. So you're looking at infancy and early childhood, I think is where we're at here. So when you're going through your smart books, make sure that you're paying attention to these theories. So we're going to look at Freud, Freud, Harlow. Why did I not put Erikson in there? That was stupid. I'm going to add Erikson. My apologies. So Freud, Erikson, Harlow, Bowlby, and Ainsworth. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to leave Erikson out of that. Erikson will just drive you crazy. So let's just stick with these. So Freud, Harlow, Bowlby, and Ainsworth. Okay. What you need to do is watch the videos, think about what that theorist is talking about, what their theory is about, what they're researching, and then think about how those relate to each other. So, for example, now again, watch the videos because this is a minute drop in the hat explanation, but to kind of get you on the right track. So when you're looking at Freud and watching the Freud video, Freud, it's going to be the overview of Freud's developmental stages. You can stop that video once they go over the anal stage. Okay, all you need for this is the oral and the anal stage. If you want to watch the whole video through, that's fine. It will be helpful for the next section of or the next module. But for this assignment, you only need to look at the oral stage and the anal stage. So watch that video, watch Harlow, watch the Bowlby and attachment stuff, and then watch Mary Ainsworth and Strange Situation. So when we're talking about Freud again, we're talking about, the psychosocial and psychosexual development. And Freud is always going to look at some need that needs to be met. So for Freud, the oral stage is all about getting your oral needs met. And Freud says that happens because of feeding. And you can read more about that in your textbook. The anal stage, he says, is all about kids learning bladder and bowel control, potty training. Okay, but it's all about, are they able to learn to control their bowels? Okay, that's what he's talking about. Really, the key with this assignment is looking at the oral stage and what the oral stage is about, and what Freud says is the key to development. With Harlow and his monkeys. So Harlow looked at contact comfort, but he looked at, this idea of raising baby monkeys with a wire mother or a cloth mother. So you need to look at, how did that work? What happened with the monkeys? How did the monkeys react? What did the monkeys get from each mother? And relate that to Freud. Okay. You're basically kind of comparing and contrasting, but how are they the same, but how are they different? And there is definitely, there's a little bit of the same, but there's definitely difference between Freud and Harlow. When you look at Bowlby and attachment theory, again, look at what Bowlby is saying with the stages of attachment. This, you want to take the full idea of, stages of attachment, pre-attachment, attachment in the making, clear-cut attachment, and reciprocal relationship. What is the key with those? What is important with those stages? What does Bowlby talk about is the key to development there? And then finally with Mary Ainsworth studied and tested the ideas of attachment. So she's looking at parents coming and going and stress on infants. What do we know about the different kinds of attached children, either secure children or insecure, avoidant, resistant, disorganized, etc. So you need to look at how these relate together and then how they are different. These all do relate together. I could expand this and even add Piaget and Erikson in there. We could, because Piaget, is going to talk about the cognitive development of infants, looking at the sensory motor stage, see how they use their senses and motor skills to learn about the world. And then the pre-operational stage being that pre-logic, how do they learn about the world as the world is not logical to them. And then we can look at Erikson. Erikson took Freud's theory and expanded on it, said that Freud was incomplete, and took Freud's oral stage and came up with his own ideas of trust versus mistrust, and took his anal stage and came up with his own ideas of autonomy versus shame and doubt. So see that and remember that when we're talking about theories, they're all looking at things from their own perspective, but they're all looking at the same thing. They're all looking at, in this case, they're all looking at children, in that birth to 2 range. What are kids doing? And they have their own explanation for it. But remember that they're all looking at the same sort of development. They're just looking at it from a different perspective. Okay. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit of direction as to what I'm looking for with this. I would suggest with this, if you are stuck on what you need to do, that you email me and set up an individual Zoom time. Or if there's 3 or 4 of you, we'll set up a common time. Or maybe we can talk about it over open office hours, but really look at how these are related, use the terms, use the stages, use what the goal of their theory is, what their theory is looking at, what they're saying to try to explain behavior. Do these all relate? Do they not? Does something contradict something else? Do some of them agree? Look at all that and kind of just talk through it. Okay. Don't try to make this harder than it is. But just really look at, please refer back to the videos. So I know what you're talking about when you're referring to things from the video, refer to things from the book, etc. And hopefully then you'll get through this, successfully. All right. That's all, guys. Have a good day.